Lecture by CYC Chen Cynthia. You can pause anytime you need. 你可以随时按下暂停键。Hello everyone, today we are going to do the pencil crayon joint. So, let's get your papers ready. You can use mixed media paper. Okay, that can be used for dry media and wet media. And of course, you can use the sketchbook. Okay, what kind of blend you have, you will see the sketch on the cover. Okay, what if you don't have any one of them? You can use the printing paper. Okay, so printing paper is working as well. Then, of course, you need to have the erasers, pencils, and the sharpener. Alright? And also I need you to prepare 2 different tracing markers. So I need to have 2 different sizes. One is like the fine markers. One is the thin marker like the needle. So you can compare these 2 are different. Alright? So you need to have your tracing markers ready. And of course, at the middle of the class, I will ask you to get your pencil crayons. Alright? We will going to color with the pencil crayon at the middle of the class. Alright? So let's get all the stuff ready for the class. Hello everyone, today we are going to do a poem, but just a corner of the poem, okay? You are not going to do entire poem. We just choose one corner to do it, and you have to think what kind of creatures, what kind of animal were in your poem, okay? So we have to think something around, think something on top. Alright, so let's begin. First of all, you need to have a paper, pencils, and eraser. Alright, so let's place the eraser on the side. So first of all, I want you to divide the paper half, top and the bottom. Okay, so we add in the line very gentle because we're gonna fix this a little bit different. Half, top and the bottom. Okay, you done? Nice. Now I want you to find the letter C, but it looks like upside down. Looks like a letter C, looks like this on the top here. A curve, big ones, like this, is on top of the center line, like the flat letter C. Okay, now I want to write the small letter C, looks like this. From here, touch the middle and stop. On the other side, touch the middle line and stop. So 2 letters C, one is mirror it, one just like it. Okay, then we gonna remove the lines at the middle right here. So you might have the question, teacher, why is that? It looks a little bit like the mushroom. Okay, so you will see. Then from here to there, do you see the point? Right here. Another point right there. Okay, and follow the same direction, a little bit curved, and touch the point and stop. And from the small letter C, 1, 2, I want to add the line straight down, okay, and the curve going out, going to the left. So what is that? The top is the ground. The bottom part is the pump, the water. Okay, so now is the question. What would you have on top of the ground? Like the grass, nest, flowers, rocks, or the snail? Okay, that will be your choice. You have to think about it. On the water, what would you have? A duck, a swan, or a froggy, or the flowers? Okay, so there's the flower called lotus. Okay, it's the flower who grows on the water. Alright, so I'm gonna do some sample. So that's start from the ground. Right here. I'm gonna do it on the other piece of paper. Okay, So on the top, you can do very simple. I use the marker so you can see it's more clear. You can do the grass, pointed, up, down, some long, some short, some long, some short, 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 and long. You can do the grass. You can add in the rocks, some big, some small. And of course, if you want to, you can have some mushroom, right? I like to eat the mushroom, but don't eat the mushroom when you go out, okay? Because they might be poisons. So try to buy the mushroom from the supermarket. They are more safe. Don't eat the wild mushroom. Alright, so it could be the mushroom. Or you can have the log, the broken tree. You can have the log. Remember, it has the textures. You can have some stick on it. Okay, and what else could be on the ground? Flowers, we said. So any flowers. Remember how much flower we did before. So now it's your chance to add it. So now we got certain thing, right? So I can have the nest for the dark for the bird. They usually made by the grass. So I adding a bunch of the grass. Then I have eggs, right? I have some eggs on top, few of them. Okay, so what we have on the ground? Maybe a small chicken. Small chicken has a very small wing and a small beak, but they have the big fat body. Small feet and the eye. Snail. Maybe snake, long. Okay, don't forget to add in the teeth. Okay, and what else? You might think about it. Maybe the rabbit, maybe the squirrel, or the raccoon. Alright, so that's something for the top. Then we have to think about something in the water. Okay, so as I mentioned, you can do a duck. So the duck always got a big flat beak. They don't have the beak looks like the bird pointed. They have the flat one. And the half of the body is in the water because they are swimming. Alright, fish, fins, they have the back fins, lower and lower back. And they have the bubbles, they breathe. Okay, and you can have the swan. Swan also has a fat, flat beak, but they have the long neck, like the crustaceans. They have the long neck. If you want to do the goose, yes, goose is on the pond and the water, and they looks like the swan, but the color is different. So you can do them like the swan, but just adding the color. Alright, and as I mentioned, there's the lotus. It's the flower on the water. And they have the special leaf. A frog like to jump on this leaf. So we can have the frog. Alright, so now is your chance to start to add in the decoration for your pictures. Something on the ground, something on the water. Okay, now is your time to start. So when you done with the joint, I have something on the water, I have something on the ground. Then you need to have your tracing markers, okay? So you can use the fine marker, looks like this, and the thin markers, like the needle, all right? So the thick marker, you're gonna trace something big, right? So which means I'm not going to use this one to trace the small eye or the small pattern of the leaf, right? They're too small. So I need to use the needle one to trace somewhere small, like the eyeball, okay? But what if you said, teacher, I don't have this marker, so what can you do? You can use the pencil crayon to help, all right? If you have the needle markers, use the needle markers. If you don't have, use the pencil crayon, all right? So now we can start to trace our joints. As I mentioned, I use the thick marker, the 5-point marker, to trace somewhere big, like the ground. But I have to stop here. You know why? Because I have the grass, I have the leaf right here. I'm not going to cut this. I have to stop, cross over at the back, not the front. I have to trace, but I'm gonna stop right here because the duck, I'm not going to cut the head, right? So I use the fine marker to trace somewhere big and only trace the line at somewhere in front. I'm not going to cut in my joint. So when I trace, I have to think about it. Do I need to trace this line? Does this line is in front or behind? All right, then where we gonna use the small thin markers? Something like rocks, they are very small, right? The eye, nose, pattern of the leaf, they are something small. All right, so I believe you understand where to trace with the big markers, where to trace with the small markers. All right, so now you can begin to trace with your markers or the pencil crayon. All right, now you can start. Okay, so when you're done with the tracing, don't forget, we still can see some pencil line right there. It doesn't look professional. And it is also make our drawing looks a little bit messy. So we need to have the eraser to remove all the pencil line after we finish tracing. Okay, so when you finish tracing, don't forget to find your erasers and use the eraser to remove all the extra pencil line. to keep our joint looks clean and neat. Alright, so when you're done with the tracing, we are gonna have our 3 minutes water break. Alright, if you haven't done the tracing, it's okay. You can use the 3 minutes water break to finish the tracing. Alright, then after 3 minutes water break, we were going to do the coloring all together. Okay, so please don't go too far. You have to come back and finish the coloring. Now is our 3 minutes water break. During the water break, you can complete your work before we start to do the next step. You can go to the washroom, drinking some water, stretch your body, and moving up and down. Alright? And please coming back when the timer is done. Our water break is almost finished. Please rub up whatever you are doing and coming back and get ready.
3, 2, 1.
Alright, welcome back everyone. So, we're gonna use the pencil crayons or the color markers to color our joint. So either one. You can use the crayons if you want to, or you can use both of them together. It's fine. But here has something to remind you. So let me zoom in. Are you going to do the scribbling like this? Keep the color outside the shape and make the color look scribbling and have so many white space? No, we don't do something like this. We have to make sure the color looks solid, smooth, and keep the color inside the box that we made. Okay, we don't do the scribbling. We keep the color clean, neat, and professional. Okay, so that's it. There's no more white space, right? And the color looks even more smooth than the scribbling. Okay, So I think you understand what we are looking for the color. Okay, now you can begin to do your own coloring. Don't be rushed. Good art always takes time. Please don't mess up your drawing. Keep your color like the professional artist. Okay, so as you see, I colored the ground a little bit brown, a little bit green, and I added some grass. So which means sometimes my ground is covered by the mud, and sometimes they covered by the grass. They are not always with one stuff, right? Sometimes you got the rocks. So you don't have to limit yourself, only use one single color. You can blend it, some brown, some green. All right, sometimes it could be gray color, up to you. All right, so keep going. We almost there. We almost finished. Be patient, all right? So when you finish all the coloring, I want you to find the dark brown color. It could be pencil crayon, it could be the markers. I want you to add in the shadow a little bit, just right under. Okay, just a little bit, just right under the stuff, the creatures you have. Maybe a rabbit, a dog, but don't need to add in the shadow for the fish because they are in the water. But just the rest of them, under the leaf, under the frog. If you want to, you can under something small like the rocks. Okay, so try your best to add in slightly shadow. That's it. Okay, so when you finish and you check everything looks perfect, then you can find a spot to sign your name like the artist. Okay, just sign it. You don't have to print it. Just sign your name and write down the dates and to tell people I'm finished. I checked my work. Everything looks good. Alright, so hopefully you enjoyed the class today and see you all soon, everyone. When you complete your drawing, sign the name and write down the date. 完成画作之后，签下你的名字，更写上日期。Don't forget to take a photo of your drawing and send it to us. 不要忘记帮你的作品拍上照片寄给我们哦。And don't forget to clean out the table before you go. 不要忘记清洁你的桌子哦。Bye bye, see you next time.